Hello.
I am on day 20 currently for Inktober.
Okay.
So yesterday's, while I did something very similar to you, Joe, I went the horror route
Oh, okay.
and I
Oh my
did
gosh.
Happy Death Day.
Look at you. That's
So
awesome.
very similar technique as far as reliving the day over and over again as Groundhog's Day,
That's
and
awesome.
that's what I did for my loop.
Well, I'm going to give everybody a final shot of the art, and then I am going to bounce and hand this back over to Jeremy. So, uh, Peter, I don't know if you want to make that large or not, but you can. So there is the final inked artwork for
That is
today.
awesome, buddy.
Thank you, man. Trying to find that right balance because everything's all mirrored. But
I know, right?
yeah, I know, right? It's weird. All right, so here we go. I'm handing it over to Jeremy. Jeremy, take it away, bro. Take it away.
All right. So today for Sprout, I'm going to stay in the horror genre, and I am going to be drawing a character from Children of the Corn. No, Kitty. No. She's seen an empty table and wanted to jump on up. So, how is everyone doing today? Again, like Joe said, it's a little weird not having any type of access music or anything going on. But it's possible to work it. I just got to pay attention to comments, and then maybe we can keep some topics flowing. I was attempting to try to do 2 challenges, and I really got to play super catch up on another challenge if I want to finish that challenge for this month. But I have kept up on Inktober every day, so I feel pretty good about that. But if I don't get this other challenge done, then that'll be 2 years in a row that I have failed to complete this challenge. Because you're not up here with me playing some music, Chris. I mean, I'd be more than happy to have some Chris Gales up here with me. Yes, it does. So I'm trying to get the sketch done real quick so I can spend a little bit of time on the inking part. Get the base stuff down. Now, another thing with Inktober is while I normally use microns and the pens like Joe was using, this year I have decided that I wanted to do all of my Inktober using either a quill pen like this. It's a dip pen, where you dip in the traditional ink and whatnot and use it. Or if I need to do some different stuff, I've also got brushes. So if I need to do a larger area or something like that, but I've got a real nice fine brush that I picked up on the recommendation of one of our other broadcasters on here, Noni. And then I had this one here. This is just a simple paintbrush that you would get for like model painting and stuff like that. So oh, that's cool. It's always cool when we can get family members to join us and do our live streaming habits. I like watching other people's techniques on how they start their drawings and whatnot too. See, it's about the right distance. Mouth down to here. Actually, the face is just a little bit long. I'm used to, well, I can't say I'm used to it because I haven't done a whole lot lately, but when I first started doing some live streaming stuff, way back when, I was doing conventions pretty regularly, and I would get used to drawing sketches pretty quick because when someone wants to come around and get a personal sketch done, they don't really want to spend, their whole convention, standing around watching. So if it's something I think I can't get done rather quick, like a cartoon character or something, then I will tell them go ahead and walk around, and it'll be done for them, in between, and then I'll work on it, while I'm waiting. But I've gotten decent at getting sketches pretty fast. All right, I think that's going to work for the pencil stuff. So let's get the inking ready. Hey there, Doe. So what I'm doing is I'm pouring stuff from this bottle of Sumi ink from, I believe it's, well, it says San Francisco, but it's made in Japan. And I've got quite a bit of the bottle left, and then I'm just pouring it into old medicine containers because it holds the ink very well, and when you're done, you can pour it out, and it really doesn't do much to the, or not pour it out, but I can pour it back into the container. I am drawing one of the young characters from Children of the Corn because today's Inktober is Sprout. Thank you. You've been using the Sumi ink as well? Yes. I had two different choices for ink to use. I had that, or I had a small bottle of Black India ink, but this is more for like calligraphy stuff, but it still would have worked. And there's still quite a bit of ink left in this bottle too, so I could have used either one. I had a different nib pen that I was using. I was actually using this one here, but then the nib that I had inside of it broke, and I don't have a replacement for it. So I had to go to this larger one. The only problem that I don't like about this is that this part here slides out. And so when I'm using it, I've got to be careful and sometimes keep my finger back here or that finger to hold it in place. Hello, Lindsay. How is your momming duties coming along today? Welcome, Sassy. And Luke. Bonjour, Luke. Luke is my Canadian double. The only problem is we always get into arguments because I'm always like, well, I can do this. And he's like, well, anything you can do, I can do better. Woo-hoo. Stay in there. Football and cheer practice is about to start. Hey there, Dimmy. All right. Peter, I seen your video over, I think, on, was it Instagram? Where you were doing the, oh, why can't I think of words? The trail cam. Hello there, Chris. Stay in there. It's funny. When I first got into drawing and scoping and streaming and all the other stuff, I would go on and watch other people do their stuff. And the same stuff that I'm doing now used to annoy the heck out of me when I would watch someone. And it's funny how I never used to do it, but as a live streamer, I've evolved into doing the same thing. And what I'm talking about is, I started up here, I went down here a little bit, I moved over to here, I moved down to here, moved over to here, and yet I haven't finished any one section. When I used to watch people do it, I'm like, why don't you just start one spot and work your way down? How I have my setup to draw. Okay, so I've got the computer right here so I can see and comment and everything. The drawing is sitting right here. Then I have a stand, a desk stand or whatever that holds the webcam, and it is literally right in front of my body. So I kind of lean over and touch the back part of the pole holding the webcam. You can kind of see my hand running up and down the shadow. Then I can reach one arm around this side of it and one arm around this side of it, and then still keep it drawing and whatnot. Yes, this is I'm actually cup of inking it and using a dip pen. Now I have tried setting my camera up on the opposite side over here and facing this way and using OBS to turn it around and whatnot. But my computer is not handling running OBS and Happs at the same time, and I'm getting a lot of glitches. I liked it better that way because there was a lot more. It was a lot more comfortable setup wise. But I've been since I've been over here on Happs, I've gotten used to drawing with this, you know, big huge thing in front of my way that it's not really a hindrance anymore. All right, where am I at here? Okay, we're 12 minutes in. Okay. Now with Inktober, I don't actually color any of my drawings because I like to keep them pure for ink. Then next month, on a corresponding day of whatever day that I like, on the 20th, of next month, I will color this piece along with doing my daily drawing. So all of these stay just ink for a month. And then I color them later. And while I will use a ruler if I need to, I prefer not to. A lot of the stuff that I work with, I try not to use a ruler and just go freehand with most of it. Okay. See, like, there's some shadowing that should be all along his face here because there's the light source is coming from this way here. So, like, almost all of this is lit up. And then this is kind of in the darkness, and there's a little bit of light over here as well. I'm not actually going to put that in on the ink because I don't want to muddy up all the face. I will wait until I go to color that with Copics, and I'll shade that in with different colors. So there's certain drawings like the Annabelle that I did for day 3, where it looks a little off because I didn't do any of the shadowing on here with, like, I did the really dark shadows that are going to stay there, but there's a lot of shadowing that goes around this face and underneath here that I'm going to wait to do with color. And yes, if there's anyone else that wants to jump up, I am perfectly okay with it. I am more than used to sharing my screen. Now I got to get the hat darkened in. The paper that I'm using, because traditional paper would not hold ink this well and it would buck up and start to fold and bend. So the paper that I'm actually using for this, and where is my tablet? Here we go. I'm actually using watercolor paper. It is 140 pound, and I bought this brand specifically because I was looking at the paper, and watercolor paper usually has this texture on it that doesn't lead for inking and coloring like that if you're not using the watercolor stuff. But I found that this is actually working out for ink very well. I'm not getting that grainy texture that normally comes with watercolor, and it holds up the ink very well. I mean, like this piece right here, it sits mostly flat. We got a little bit of bending on the edges, but I mean, if you did this with another paper, it would, it would definitely be a lot more warped than that. And the other thing is, you can see kind of how heavy I went with the inks on this. I used actually a big brush and went over it. When you turn it over, it really didn't bleed through. The only stuff that you're seeing on this side here is where I brushed off and it went underneath. But yeah, this is pretty good paper for anyone that is looking for something that will hold ink well. Yeah, bristle paper is generally what I usually use for something along the lines of like my sketch cards that I do, where I use like Copic ink and whatnot for. But yeah, that's usually this is just bristle board. All right, I don't like using detail with this one here because this brush is not meant for that, so I'm going to get a small. Thank you, Bobby. That means a lot. I mean, you're like world class, and that means a lot coming from you. This is just years and years of practice, is all this is. And I continually try to push myself and do different things, like with using the brush here. Before this month, I never used brush or even the quill pen. I've always been a marker guy, or using the multi-liners. Um, I worked at a factory for years and it put a lot of damage on my hand. I was actually having nerve damage quite a bit on my right hand over here. And last November, it was at an all-time high. Actually, it was last October, I should say. Was my hand was actually really hurting bad, to where I was worried that I was going to have carpal tunnel surgery. I haven't gotten that point yet, but I didn't want to break my streak of drawing, so I taught myself for the month of November. I started on November 1st and taught myself to draw left-handed. And so I did the entire month of work that I did last November using my left hand, having never done it before, and seeing what I could accomplish. And the first few days were rather rough. But by the end of the month, it got to the point where you really couldn't tell a whole lot the difference between my right and left-handed drawing. Yeah. It's just I started drawing full time again back in 2014. Um, I had drawn a lot in high school, drew a lot after high school, and then I got together with my wife and started the family, and it just slowly became something that I didn't really do a whole lot anymore. I stopped drawing for the most part, probably close to 8 years, and um, I wasn't on social media. I finally got onto social media probably mid 2013, and so started following artists and people that I liked and whatnot. And one day I came across someone doing Inktober and started following them, and then I noticed that each day they would post later and later in the day. That it would be like like let's say he would normally post it by 2, 3 o'clock. He'd get to be like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, um, things like that. Um, that he would get later. And so I messaged him and I'm like, hey, what's going on? And he told me that he was just not feeling it and he was getting burnt out and couldn't really keep up with the challenge. And I'm like, no, dude, don't do that. I was like, you're inspiring me greatly. I was like, I haven't been this excited about art in a long time. And so I told him, I was like, tell you what, I'll make you a deal. You finish strong for this month, and the following month in 2013, I would go live and do art for a whole entire month. And so he did. He completed the Inktober challenge and got through it. And so November 1st, I started doing a daily drawing, and I would make sure that before midnight, I would post it over on social media. And that first month, it was taking me forever to get things done. Like a normal drawing like this right here was taking me like 3 hours. And then I made it through that month, and it was rough. But then I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do it for December because it just was too much. So I waited until January and wanted to see if I could do another challenge to see if I could challenge myself for 30 days. I did that, and at the end of that January, I never stopped. So I've been going strong since January 1st, 2014, every single day without fail, which, for those keeping track at home, as of today, is currently 2,849 days. Yeah, I had power go out for 11 days. I was broadcasting using my phone that I charged during the day. I was using candles to light up this area so we could all see. Um, Earlier in the month, I was down with COVID, and I got on here even with 102 fever and was drawing with that. Wasn't drawing very well. If you go back and watch, I had some days, but I did it. And there's two reasons for that. One, I'm a bit of a challenge freak, and once I challenge myself to something, I like to see it through. The other part is because I took that time off, that 8 years, where I just stopped drawing. I'm afraid that if I were to do this, yeah, I can stay on for a few more minutes and then they can take over. That's fine. I'll finish up my story and then they can go into stuff. But I don't want to give myself an excuse. I don't want to be like, I'm tired from work today. I don't want to draw. I'll just draw tomorrow, because that one day becomes a couple days, and those couple days become a week. And then next thing I know, I'm 8 years out again, and I haven't drawn a darn thing. And I had to work really hard the first couple of years in 2014, 2015 to get my skill back. I lost a lot of it. I mean, I look back at some stuff that I did back then, and while my art might technically be better now, there was a lot more energy and fluidness in my art back then. All right, let's bring some voices up with our Tanya and Bobby.
Hey everyone, before we go ahead and transition over to having all three of them on screen, I just wanted to take a moment to say thank you everyone that has joined, everyone that has participated, sharing their art. Um, we're about halfway through the show. We got three more 30-minute sections that we will be going through, ending right at 6. And just wanted to give a quick preview. Next week, we will be doing another one of these, aiming to do travel. So if any of you are in the comment section that do travel streams, prepare for next Wednesday. If you have friends that do travel streams, let them know, get them excited. Next week, the Wednesday, yeah, I do have lumberjack vibes today. I even have like washed like light blue jeans with boots on. So anyway, next week, travel. Let everyone know. Have your friends join. We will send out all of the info along with a sign up sheet in very shortly. But without further ado, going back to Jeremy, Bobby, and Tanya.
Hello, everybody. Hi,
Hello, Bobby.
Hello.
Hello, Tanya.
Hi, how are you guys?
Doing good.
Fantastic. Thank you for letting us come aboard. I didn't know this was a half an hour broadcast, so When we started earlier today, we was just running our mouths. So now, now
Well,
we know it's only a half an hour. We got this together now. So me and
Yeah.
Bobby over here is doing something for the ocean. We are doing an NFT. We're coming
ooh,
together to do this NFT, and we're drawing it out live in front of y'all. We're doing a collab. She's doing the back of the ocean, the background, and I'm
yes.
doing the actual whale. So it's gonna be a whale of a time. And thank you for allowing us to breathe your space or paint your space.
I went and looked at your NFT page, I believe.
And how do you like it?
I liked it. It got me interested, and I think I want to look into it, but I just haven't, I haven't done
Well,
enough research or know enough.
well, I think I will be going to be doing a broadcast about NFTs for artists who wants to transfer over to the metaverse.
Yeah.
Because I'm getting my girl Bobby over here trying to transfer over into the metaverse. So that's why her first little dab at it is going to be this lovely Save the Ocean. Right, Bobby?
Indeed, we are. Hello, guys. Hello. Nice to see you all here.
Hello,
Now,
hello.
question. I want to see comments, see where you guys all watching from, because I want to know where you all watching from. At this hour is 32 minutes past 12, past midnight in London. So, what time is where you are and where you watching from? That's the question, right? Because it's nice to know what part of the world you're all from.
And if you over here in Viva Las Vegas,
Which
United
is where I'd love
States,
to live.
where you live at? What
In
state are you
Michigan.
in? What state?
Michigan,
Ah, Michigan.
but I was
Nice.
born on the West Coast, so I want to get back there.
You want to get back to this warmth?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
I hear you. Yeah, Viva Las Vegas right now is feeling really fantastic. To be honest with you,
It's good weather out there this time of the year too.
yeah, it's not. It's like it's cold, but it's not that like freezing cold. It's just getting into that particular weather of trying to turn to winter or
Well,
fall, whatever you want to call it.
even cold weather out there is nothing to what I'm used to here.
Oh, sweetheart, I'm a New Yorker.
Yeah,
I am a
well, like
true New Yorker, so I know about the cold.
I was wearing last winter to the factory to work shorts on -9 degree days. So yeah,
Woo!
it I'm used to cold. I just don't want to be used to it.
Exactly. That's why I left New York and came to Vegas. Exactly. I know my
All right,
shop is
well,
looking. Oh, I'm sorry,
I think
sweetheart. Go
I'm gonna
ahead.
go ahead and let you two go ahead and do your show. I'm pretty much done. I thought I needed to do a few more things, but I'm gonna save that for coloring.
All right. That's a lovely picture, sweetheart. Oh, I
It
love that.
is amazing.
I love that.
Yeah, me
Yeah, this is
too. I love that.
the character Isaac from Children of the Corn.
I thought he looked familiar.
Amazing.
I
Well
knew he looked. I was
done.
like, damn, he looked familiar.
Yep.
So you on your horror movie flick right now, huh?
Well, I try to keep most of the Inktober stuff horror related. I've done a few cute like cartoon stuff, but most of them have been horror related, just for it being October. And because in the past when I've done Inktober, I have taken whatever challenge the day was, the prompt, and
Right.
turned it into a comic book character. So for the past 3 years, I've just done comic book characters for Inktober,
You know what?
and
That is so smart. I love that.
and it gets challenging because if you get like a day like Stuck, how do you get a superhero with Stuck? So then you start looking into powers, and you're like, okay, what characters can stick? Which you could think, okay, Spider-Man, or you could think of a character that has maybe glue like powers, stuff like that. You start thinking outside of the box and how you get something stuck. Or then you can even go farther into the topic of the word and be like, okay, Bruce Banner is stuck with Hulk, the Hulk, because it's part of him. So you could say, well, the Hulk is stuck because of Bruce Banner. So it really depends on how you wanted to interpret the word, use it for your day, and go from there. So
I love it. I love the way you think, dude.
I mean, 'cause like this
I
right here was
love
for
it.
Sprout. I mean, I went with this character here for Sprout because they're children of the corn, and they start out, corn starts out as a sprout.
And that's true. The children of the corn. Smart. I
So
like the
that's
way you
where that
think.
topic came from for this character. So
I love the way you think, dude. That's really cool.
you know,
Yeah, we
all
like
right.
the
Well,
way
I'm
you
gonna get
think.
out of here. Let you two go bigger screen, and we're gonna watch your amazingness.
Oh, well, thank
Listen,
you.
we
We
love to
appreciate
have
you.
you here. Continue. That's what I was saying. When you finish, if you are not done, you can continue on. I love the more artists. I am all about the more people on screen, the better it is in my view.
Yeah, we've gotten some six,
That is a
seven
way like getting
broadcast
people
people.
to see all the ways different artists interpret things and how we go about. So it's I think I love it when I see more artists on screen. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but
No,
yeah, I
I do
think
too. I
yeah.
just know I've also got ribs in the oven I got to check on.
Oh
So
my
Oh,
God,
you
yes,
got
you're
ribs.
making
No,
me
go for the
hungry,
ribs,
man.
dude.
yeah, I know.
Go get
Every
your
time you're
ribs,
saying
dude.
ribs, I'm like, yes, I want ribs.
Yeah, it's time
Yeah.
to go. I'll be headed off here too. Be like, this smells good. I'm gonna let y'all do your thing too. Well, you go and enjoy your ribs, sweetheart. I hope you have fun
Thank
and
you, and we'll
enjoy it.
have to broadcast again soon
Definitely,
Yes,
together.
definitely.
definitely. Join us sometime. Me and Tanya are every Monday and Wednesday.
I
Yes,
have
we'll
some
come
free
on.
time available. I just might, or I will. I shouldn't say might. I will.
There you
Yeah,
go. I
and I
love
like
that.
to come on yours sometimes if you wish.
All right. You're welcome
Yeah.
anytime. Just let me know.
All
Okay,
right, sounds
okay.
like a
Well, as
plan.
long as it's not like because it's the timing that is killing me with America.
Right.
Because I would like to join all of your broadcasts, to be honest. But it's always so late. I'm asleep when you guys
Yep.
stream. So, but
Well, you have a good one now,
great
sweetie.
work, and thank you for sharing your talents with us.
Thank you.
Beautiful work. Thank you.
All right,
Okay,
baby.
Tanya. So I am putting